Hey everyone, welcome back to Hypnotic Kicks channel, where we dive deep into the legends that shaped the beautiful game. Today, we're talking about a name that echoes through football history like no other, Pelé. The king of football. Edson Arantes do Nascimento, better known as Pelé, didn't just play the game, he redefined it. From his humble beginnings in Brazil to becoming a global icon, Pelé's career spanned over 2 decades, filled with jaw-dropping moments and records that have stood the test of time. But why are so many of his achievements still unbroken in 2025, even as superstars like Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo rack up insane stats? In this video, we'll explore Pelé's lasting impact, break down his most unbreakable records, and analyze the reasons they've endured through an unparalleled era of football. Stick around till the end for some mind-blowing insights, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive. I would like to take this moment to humbly ask you to subscribe to our channel. So please subscribe to the Hypnotic Kicks channel and hit the like button, because then you will have lots of incredible football content that we will bring to you. Our channel is just starting now and each subscription is extremely important to us. Thank you very much for helping us on this journey. I really appreciate it in advance. Let's kick this off. First, a quick rewind on Pelé's journey to set the stage. Born in 1940 in Três Coracoes, Brazil, Pelé grew up in poverty but discovered his love for football early. He joined Santos FC at just 15 and made his professional debut a year later. By 17, he was already a World Cup hero. Over his career, he played mostly for Santos and later the New York Cosmos, retiring in 1977. But it's his stats and feats that make him immortal. Pelé scored over 1,000 goals, won countless titles, and inspired generations. His era? The 1950s to 1970s, a time when football was raw, creative, and less about billion-dollar transfers and more about pure skill and national pride. Now, let's get into the meat of it, those unbreakable records. We'll start with the crown jewel. Record number 1. Pelé is the only player in history to win 3 FIFA World Cups. Yeah, you heard that right. In 1958, at just 17, he helped Brazil lift their first ever Jules Rimet trophy. He missed most of 1962 due to injury but still contributed to the win. Then, in 1970, he led what many call the greatest team ever to a dominant victory in Mexico. No one else has even come close. Most legends like Diego Maradona, Franz Beckenbauer, or even modern greats like Messi have 1 or 2 at best. Why does this record stand unbreakable? Think about it, the World Cup happens every 4 years. A typical elite player's international career might span 12 to 16 years, giving them maybe 3 or 4 tournaments if they are lucky and stay injury-free. To win 3? You'd need near-perfect timing, a consistently dominant national team, and personal excellence across a decade or more. In Pelé's era, Brazil was a powerhouse. But today, the tournament has 48 teams starting in 2026, making it even more competitive with upsets galore. Players like Kylian Mbappé or Jude Bellingham might win 2 if things align, but 3? Well, it's going to be extremely difficult to say the least. As one football analyst put it, only 38 active players have even won 1 World Cup. To break Pelé's record, someone needs 4, and that's impossible in today's game. Pelé's longevity and Brazil's golden age created a perfect storm that's unlikely to repeat. Moving on to record number 2, Pelé's youth records, which are like time capsules from a bygone era. At 17 years and 249 days old, he became the youngest player to win a World Cup in 1958. But wait, there's more. He's also the youngest to score in a World Cup, 17 years and 239 days against Wales. The youngest to score a hat-trick against France in the semi-final. And the youngest to score in a final against Sweden. These are unbreakable because modern football has evolved with stricter regulations. FIFA and national leagues now have child protection rules that prevent kids from turning pro as early as Pelé did. The minimum age for professional contracts is often 16 or 17, but building up to a World Cup debut at that age. Rare. Look at Lamine Yamal in 2024, he broke some youth records but not Pelé's World Cup ones. Training is more scientific, but the game is faster and more physical, making it tougher for teams to shine on the biggest stage. But in the other hand, there was no VAR on Pelé's time, and the technology used now to keep the lawn of football pitches playable are way more advanced now. And let's not even talk about the boots and the shirts, so that in the old days a football youngster had a lot of barriers to face in their early years. Also, the lack of VAR or cameras on the field made it easier to hit others' players without getting risk of a red card. These are the reasons I think it was so difficult for a youngster to play in the old days, which makes Pelé's record even more intriguing. Record number 3, most hat-tricks in a career. Pelé notched an astonishing 92 hat-tricks in officially recognized matches, including league games, internationals, and cups. For context, Cristiano Ronaldo has around 66. Messi about 59, as of 2025. Why hasn't this fallen? Pelé played in an offensive era where teams scored more freely. Santos toured the world, playing exhibition matches all around the world. But this doesn't mean that only with weak teams. Santos made several friendly matches with the biggest club of Europe, and yet Pelé scored massive number of goals. Today's game is more defensive, think parked buses and tactical masterclasses. Plus, players now rotate more and play fewer minutes to avoid burnout. Scoring 3 goals in one game repeatedly? It's a relic of Pelé's high-scoring, globe-trotting career. Record number 4, all-time career goals. Finally, the big one, Pelé's all-time career goals. Officially, Guinness World Records credits him with 1,279 goals in 1,363 games, including friendlies and unofficial matches. FIFA recognizes 767 in official competitive games. Ronaldo surpassed 900 career goals recently, but if you include all of Pelé's, he's still ahead. The debate rages because Pelé's count includes tours and exhibitions against semi-pro teams, games that modern stats ignore. That's actually a lie and a very misinterpreted fact. The truth is that most of Santos' friendlies were against big teams of Europe that wanted to prove their squad against either famous Pelé team, or against Brazilian teams. And in fact the Brazilian league in the 60s were almost like the Premier League today in terms of being considered the most difficult league. Let's not forget that the Brazil national squad won 3 out of 4 World Cups in that period. At a time when most of the Brazilian players stayed at the Brazilian league. Why Unbreakable? The game's changed. Back then, clubs like Santos played 80-plus games a season, including lucrative friendlies. Today, top players might play 50 to 60, with rest and rotation. Balls were heavier, pitches rougher, another fact that just add up to Pelé's records. Plus, offside rules and VAR make scoring harder today. Even if someone like Erling Haaland keeps banging them in, matching Pelé's total volume is a pipe dream. Special record number 5, the Peacekeeper, stopping a war. But perhaps Pelé's most profound record transcends stats, the time he and Santos literally stopped a war. On February 4, 1969, Santos FC and Pelé didn't just play football, they made history by temporarily halting the Nigerian civil war so a match could take place. This wasn't a myth, it's a verified event that came to symbolize football's unique power to unite, even in times of conflict. While the match in Benin City wasn't originally scheduled, it happened only after Santos received firm safety guarantees from local authorities. Nigeria's military governor at the time, Samuel Ogbamudia, even declared a half-day public holiday, ordering bridges reopened to allow people safe passage to the stadium, a rare gesture in the midst of the brutal Biafra War. Roughly 25,000 fans packed the stadium to witness the legendary Santos squad, with stars like Pelé, Coutinho, and Edu. Santos won the game 2-1, with goals from Edu and Toninho Guerreiro. According to players like legendary goalkeeper Gilmar, the fighting resumed immediately after the final whistle, confirming that the ceasefire was brief, but real. While some debate how long the pause truly lasted, what's not in question is that for one afternoon, football eclipsed war. It became the first recorded instance of a football club interrupting an armed conflict, solidifying Santos and Pelé not just as icons of sport, but as symbols of hope and humanity. For a quick recap, here's a table of Pelé's top unbreakable feats. Pelé's records aren't just numbers, they reflect an era when football was more about joy and flair than analytics and mega-contracts. Brazil's dominance in the 50s to 70s, with less global parity, allowed him to shine. His impact? He globalized the sport, inspired billions, and set benchmarks that push today's players. Sure, some records, like Brazil's all-time goals, were broken by Neymar in 2023 with 79 strikes. But the core ones endure, even after so much time passed. This only reassures that Pelé was a once-in-a-lifetime football player. So, what do you think? Is Pelé still the GOAT, or have Messi and Ronaldo overtaken him? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, I read them all. If you enjoyed this, like, share, and subscribe for more football history. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.